What's up, sports bettors? I have a juicy parlay for the World Cup. Okay, so I have a parlay for the World Cup. There's tons of games. And there's been a lot of opportunity. I'm actually pretty surprised. Bookmakers have been asleep at the wheel, a lot of discrepancies. And again, it's completely free to browse odds on OddsJam for the World Cup, right? Kind of the core of sports betting, regardless of if you're betting on the NFL, the NBA, the World Cup, literally doesn't matter, is you always have to find value. You need to find value to become a profitable sports bettor. You're not going to win every bet. And placing bets at, plus 900 when you can get plus 1200 on a different bookmaker in your location, wherever you are in the world, is literally a surefire way to go bankrupt if you're a serious sports bettor. So let's go ahead. Let's get into my parlay picks. And again, I always say it, but on this YouTube, I'm literally just showing you things I bet, right? So here's some plays I have on, a fantasy site. So I have some NBA, I have some NFL, and all I do is find plays with an edge all day long and bet them. You can see we have Gardner-Webb, Wofford. We have the point spread. As you can see right here, we have Gardner-Webb +4. So tons of different bets across a bunch of leagues. And I've had actually a fair amount of World Cup bets already too. So I'll go ahead, I'll share those with you. You can let me know your thoughts on them, and then we can get into my parlay. So first half total goals, Portugal, Ghana, under half. Over 2.5 goals, Switzerland, Cameroon. Over 3.5 goals, Spain, Costa Rica. Under 3.5 goals, Germany, Japan. And then just a bunch of bets, right? And the thing is not all these plays are available anymore. We were able to find really good betting opportunities by, peeking around. So, for example, here we have under 2.5 goals at plus 148 odds in Argentina, Saudi Arabia. So if we go to goals and we go to under 2.5, we can see what this line is now. Now it's down to plus 128. So we caught FanDuel asleep at the wheel, right? This is a dynamic market. It's just like the stock market. Lines are moving, so you never know when the best bets are going to occur. So I'm constantly looking for plays with an edge and locking in as many as I can because this is an incredible play, right? And I know when I knew when I bet it at plus 148, it wasn't going to be plus 148 forever. So 3 more picks for you. I'm just going to parlay them together, and we'll run through the math behind a parlay as well. One thing that really annoys me is people always say, oh, you can't make money betting on parlays, yada, yada. The truth is those are just people who don't understand sports betting. They don't understand math. They don't understand how parlays work, how parlay odds work. If you have 3 profitable bets, actually profitable, positive EV, positive expected return, and you parlay them together, your parlay by definition is positive EV. All the bookmakers do when you're placing a parlay is take the odds, convert them to probabilities, multiply them together, convert it back to odds. So we'll run through the math here in a sec, but first let's just get into my top bet. Top play actually on OddsJam, although I'm just now filtering for just soccer, just so we can do that for this video. So I'm on Senegal, Ecuador, under 1.5 total goals. We bet this at plus 220, right? So again, why is this play good? Why does it have a 5.15% profit margin, right? So I typically just filter OddsJam to see the highest profit margin bets first. And Senegal, Ecuador, under 1.5 total goals, we're getting plus 220. No other books giving us above plus 195. DraftKings plus 180, 10bet plus 180, Pinnacle, which is the sharpest, most efficient betting market, especially for soccer. They take way more bets. They don't limit bettors. They allow arbitrage betting. It's a very efficient market. So as a sharp bettor, this is what I mean by looking for value. There's a lot of ways you can do that, right? You can scan around lines and hunt for value. Sorry, I cut out there for a second, but there's not one way to skin the cat. You can make money sports betting in a bunch of ways. It's all about finding value enough to beat the vig, beat the juice on sports books. Sports books, there's no rocket science to how they make money. They charge the vig. They add a spread. Literally in the same way a car dealer will buy a car for $10,000 and sell it for $15,000. That's what sportsbooks do, right? BetMGM right here is saying, hey, you can bet the over 2.5 total goals at minus 160, betting 160 to win back 100, or you can bet the under, betting 100 to win 115. So that like 45-cent gap is the vig, right? They're forcing you to bet more, on the over and bet, more on the under as well to earn what would be a fair amount of money. So anyways, let's go ahead and let's get into my plays. So first we have Senegal, Ecuador, under 1.5 total goals, pure value, once again, Pinnacle plus 171, clearly getting value at plus 220. So this is the first play I locked in. And we have high confidence too. Like I say this all the time, but every bookie sets lines independently. So what you really want to do is find plays that look good to a bunch of sports books. Pinnacle, they're the sharpest bookmaker in the world, but the fact that, this play looks great to DraftKings, Caesars, BetMGM, 10bet, MyBookie, increases our confidence that we have a great bet, right? So if we actually go to a no-vig odds calculator, what I'll do sometimes is I'll take, the market on not only Pinnacle, but a bunch of other sports books. So here it's minus 224, plus 171. So the true odds, according to Pinnacle, without vig, once you remove the juice, you remove the vig, the true odds is plus 187. So essentially, according to Pinnacle's model, right here, and they're the sharpest bookmaker, so we put the most weight in their odds, according to Pinnacle, the true line without vig would be plus 187. So that's a market without vig, right? You can bet 187 on the over to win back 100. Or you can bet 100 on the under to win 187. That's a market without vig. There's no spread. You can bet 187 to win 100 on the over, or you can take the under betting 100 to win 187. No vig, right? This is a market with vig. This is without vig. And that's also called the true odds. So what this essentially means is, according to Pinnacle, which is the sharpest bookmaker, if you can get odds above plus 187 on the under, so like plus 200, plus 210, then you have a sharp play. You have a bet with a positive expected return. Is that bet guaranteed to win? No. No. But will you make money in the long run placing positive EV bets? Yeah. It's kind of like investing. And same thing with the over. If you can get odds better than minus 187 on the over 1.5 total goals, you should lock the bet in. So minus 160, minus 140, whatever, right? So here, the value is on the under 1.5 total goals. So that's the play I went with, right? And you can do the same for other sportsbooks markets and be like, okay, well, what's the no-vig odds to DraftKings? Plus 180, minus 255. So they are more aggressive than Pinnacle, if we go back here, on the over hitting. Right? They have it minus 255, Pinnacle minus 224. They're giving you better odds on the under. So clearly, DraftKings thinks the over is more likely to hit, but the true odds is plus 201. We're getting plus 220. So this bet looks great to DraftKings as well. Right? And you can do that for every sports book, but long story short, we have really high confidence this play's incredible. So my second pick is Serbia, Brazil, over 3.5 total goals. So if we go here, I'm going to have to log back in to show you my bet slip, but that's okay. So we have over 3.5 total goals in Serbia, Brazil. Same concept, right? Find value, Pinnacle plus 198, right? We're getting plus 225. We're finding value enough to beat the vig, beat the juice. And sure, the profit margin's lower, but it's a parlay, right? And again, is this parlay, I should preface it by saying this parlay is not a lock, when you're betting with an edge, as you'll kind of see, I say in my bet tracker, again, the OddsJam bet tracker, you can now link sportsbooks directly, so you can link Barstool, whatever. And what's cool about it is it will literally pull all the data from the sportsbooks. It will show you all your bets and you don't have to do anything. And it will show you your profit and loss. So here you can see like Kansas City, this bet I lost, this bet I won. And it says automatically synced. And if you go to WinBet, you'll notice they're automatically syncing, these plays, right? Here's the UMKC Kansas State play. They synced it, Over 137, this bet lost at minus 110 odds, which is exactly what you see here. So you can't sync FanDuel. Unfortunately, not all sportsbooks allow this. But the point is there will be ups and downs as we're betting the World Cup, as we're betting any sport. And it really is about understanding the math and understanding you have to have a large sample size of bets to figure out if you actually have an edge. If you place 5 bets and you win 5 bets, You can flip a coin 5 times in a row. It will show up on heads every time, 2.5% of the time, something like that, I believe, right? So like, if you flip a coin twice and it shows up heads twice, that's going to happen 25% of the time, right? 50% of 50%. So it's all about a large sample size, and then you see your ROI. And then it's about placing as many positive EV bets, as many positive EV parlays as we can. So what's the win probability for the Senegal-Ecuador bet? That's the next question we have. We're getting plus 220. The no vig line is plus 204, so we're getting value to it, right? We're beating the no vig odds according to the whole market, not just Pinnacle. Plus 204, we're getting plus 220, so this plays positive EV. But what you can do is you can go to an odds converter calculator right here, and you say, okay, what the no vig line means is this is the true price. So if we put in plus 204, 0.34, this play is 32.86% to win. That's the fair win probability, right? Sportsbooks imply win probabilities through their odds. So another way you can think about it is if you go to a total, right? Bills, Browns, over under 49.5, both plays are minus 110. So according to WinBet, let's go back here, according to WinBet, the no vig line, which makes sense, both teams are 50% to win, or the over and the under are 50% to win, which makes sense because the odds are the same on them. So that's the no vig win probability. So essentially WinBet is saying, hey, the over is 50% to hit, the under is 50% to hit. Same for any game, right? This is the most common juice. Minus 110, minus 110. If action comes in on the over, maybe WinBet will say, okay, now the over is minus 115 and the under is minus 105, right? They'll juice lines towards the over. Or maybe they just increase the total to over 41, right? This game is higher. It's a market. This total is higher because this game is projected to have more points, right? So anyways, let's go back here and we can take a peek at my next play. My final play is over 3.5 goals in Germany, Costa Rica. Same concept, find value, beat the vig, and we have a fun World Cup parlay. So again, I'll have to take a screenshot or something like that because it logged this out, but we're betting, $222, which is the max they gave me, at plus 29.78 odds. Here are the win probabilities for each bet. Every game is uncorrelated. So the win probability for our parlay is 3.6%, and our play has 10.5% edge. We found a play with an edge. Hopefully this was helpful. Let's make money.